Yeah, I want to put my angle out on something here again. You know, a lot of people, they talk about, or some people do, and not a lot, but, a lot of times people say, there's some people that say about truthers, they're on YouTube, or whatever. I don't consider myself like a truther. I don't even know what the hell that means. I just put out my, honest opinion on stuff, and I do know a few things, a few angles that I think a lot of other people don't know. But sometimes they accuse these truthers of making a lot of money from by being on YouTube because they get millions of views and stuff like that, and they dramatize things, and they tell you the sky is falling, and they just really put out the fear porn to the max for the moment, to get a maximum amount of views. But I'm going to tell you this: that's not the whole angle. How people are out there commenting on things about the financial markets or what's going to happen in the world for profit. I know, like, I don't push the fear porn. I don't think I do. I mean, I really don't push that stuff at all because I don't like it. I think it's counterproductive, So I'm not trying to, scare people and push the fear porn for views. I don't do that type of stuff. But here's another angle. A lot of times you put these people out there and they're talking about, they could be major people that manage big investments, for, they have like these funds, they manage all these funds, they're very famous, I won't name any names. Or they could just be brokers, with charts and things like that, and they're doing analysis and stuff. And you're thinking, they're doing it just for, out of the goodness of their heart, practically. And there's like people like, other people, I'll name one of them, Schiff, he's another one, he's a broker, right? But, there's a lot of people out there, and people don't realize what a roundabout figure is what brokers make. Now, I obliquely talked about, like they're kind of like ambulance chasers, almost like the attorneys are in a lot of ways. But just to kind of give you real rough nuts and bolts, if you have, like, say, $20 million in your broker, you're not the whole fund manager or anything like that. You're not the head guy. You're just a broker, and you got about $20 million of clients' money under your management. And, there's other layers of management that, that's above you and all this stuff. You're making over $100,000 a year. I mean, all you need to get $20 million worth of client money, you could have less than a dozen clients. That's all you got to do. Send them a statement every once in a while. They call up. So when people go on, the videos and stuff like that, people are saying, oh, AdSense, and like AdSense. I mean, I'm not bitching about anything here at all. But I'm saying is, there's so many angles people are playing. It's ridiculous. I mean, just an ordinary broker, just with $20 million under their, that they're managing, will make six figures. So when they're putting out information, they're getting more clients, hopefully. You see? And that adds a lot. That's a lot more money. Now, if you're wanting to, if you run the whole brokerage firm and you're putting out stuff all the time, I mean, really, if you're talking about, if you're a truther, you know what I'm saying? Those guys are really getting some bucks. Those guys are really getting some bucks. So like I said, a lot of times I put this stuff out here basically for fun. I mean, whatever. I mean, really, it is. It really is. I'm more honest, I think, than most of the people out there. So, when somebody like is really famous and they're talking about, the economy, and they're going on CNBC or whatever, Bloomberg, hey, these guys are all looking for more business. And they get a cut out of that business. They're not just talking because they're being out of their kind heart. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't think people really realize how much money these guys make when you have your money invested with them. They make a lot of money. So sometimes you even hear people saying, well, it's good to have the physical silver and all that. And I'm telling you to go with physical silver and gold and things like that, physical metals. I don't sell bullion. I'm not a broker. I don't work for anything like that. And I'm telling you to do it. And I have more knowledge in this type of area, in the financial area, than I'd say pretty much anybody out there that's, just talking about silver and, running blogs and all this other garbage. So, I'm just telling you straight up because, I know sometimes there's a little bit of resentment out there because, they just fearmongers out there and they're pumping fear for money. But I don't think people get it. All these guys are doing it for money. All of them. All of them. And the brokers and the fund managers and all the top people, they get mega bucks. I'm talking about you just got an ordinary broker with $20 million worth of client money. That's not that much. They're getting six-figure salary. So if they go out and talk, in public, or they go out on the internet and they talk about their, charts, and if you invest with them, they get even more money. That's much bigger money than, even fear porn. Okay? So that's one angle. That's one angle. Because I don't think people realize that these guys aren't talking out of the goodness of their heart. Okay? I'm telling you straight up, none of them are. I think I might be the only exception out there, for crying out loud. But I don't think any of them are. I don't think any of them are. So they get a pretty good cut. So if you got $200 million under that you're managing, you get a hell of a lot more than six figures. You understand? These guys make some serious bucks. The only ones that are actually that get money for pushing physical metals are bullion dealers. And, I got no association with any of this kind of garbage. Now, I just want to point something out there. I know there's a lot of talk about the commodity manipulation. The silver market's manipulated, the oil market's manipulated, the gold market's manipulated. Well, there's always a solution for everything, and you got to think outside the box. Hey, you remember that commercial about Trunk Monkey? Trunk Monkey, you're in a car, and, somebody's trying to hijack you or something like that. You hit the button in the car, in the dash, it says Trunk Monkey, and the trunk opens up, and the monkey comes out, and he's got a crowbar or a tire iron. He smacks the carjacker on the head, and it's done, right? Well, what we could do is, for a case of bananas, hire a trunk monkey, go up to Wall Street, and they can climb up the freaking building. And, the guy sees him up there on the top of the building, and he's like waving to him and smiling, going, he's up there by the window. And, this is where the silver manipulators are. They're way up there on the top of the ivory tower. He opens up the window, and the trunk monkey comes in here, and he goes, whack! And then he leaves him a note, thou shalt not manipulate silver. And we did that for a case of bananas. So, you got to think outside the box. You got to think outside the box. The hell with these brokers, man. Just buy physical stuff. And actually, I'm going to tell you right now, these suits, they can't do shit. Real eloquent English here, but they can't. They can't do anything. They can't do anything, most of these suits. I kind of have a broad range of knowledge in a lot of areas, I guess. But, when it comes right down to it, the blue-collar skilled laborer is actually going to save the day in the United States. Because, you need the financial area, but we're so top-heavy with the financial stuff. It's in the United States where almost all the freaking wealth is up there concentrated on the top in the financial area. And it is a necessity up to a point, but it's become almost like an overhead. And we got loads and loads of overhead, and without real production going on. And that's actually the skilled blue-collar worker that's going to save the day. So, actually, like I said, in my channel, I'm going to keep interdispersing some kind of how-to tidbits on a lot of different things. Just simple nuts and bolts type stuff that, people can actually use for some good kind of, money-saving tips here and there, a couple bucks there, here and there, because all that stuff counts. Because if we actually have I don't think this is coming up right away, but I actually don't think it's super far away. Even though I keep thinking that, silver and gold are probably going to have a good run up in 2014, it'll probably come back down again. And I think the real blow-off top is going to be around 2017. That's what I'm thinking. And if that's the situation, if silver hits some crazy prices, well, we're going to have a lot more problems than just high prices. There's going to be a lot of different things going on. So, we got to get away from the fear porn and all that kind of garbage, and just roll up your sleeves and, forge ahead and do your stuff, and everything turns out right if everybody keeps a cool head and just, you know, keeps their nose to the grindstone and does the work like they should be. Because, you know, if, say for instance, all the Wall Street bankers were shipped off and they're outside the United States, and, you know, the whole thing is done with, you know, that's not going to that's not going to solve everybody's problem. You know, in other words, people still have to actually produce the real goods and services that are actually vital. Even though you got rid of the leeches, you know, I say, hey, you know, you guys are you're not even allowed to be in the United States anymore. You got to go somewhere else. You're still going to have to produce, and you know, even if they were gone, you know, what's remaining, it's not like you know, all of a sudden all these material goods are going to fall out of the sky because the Wall Street ripoff artists are gone. So, you know, that's not going to solve the problem. But anyway, you know, I just want to point out, a lot of guys or women or whatever they are on, you know, when they're talking like in the major media, they're on CNBC, they're on Bloomberg, and, you know, they're not even, they could be brokers, they may not be brokers, they might be financial analysts, they might own a brokerage firm, they might manage all these assets. Well, you know, they are really setting commercials out for looking for new clients, and new clients is very lucrative. It is very lucrative. You know, I almost look at some of this stuff where some people are saying, like, you know, I don't push fear porn, but, you know, when you're looking at, you know, advertising off of a video that's on, you know, Google or YouTube or a blog, that's really very small compared to getting new clients that have a lot of money because you're making a presentation that they can watch, and then they say, oh, this guy's okay, you're my client. That's why, you know, it's a lot of times, you know, billing rates can be way the hell up there. I remember what my billing rate was, or it still is pretty much. It's a lot more than you think it is. It's a lot more than you think it is. So, you know, I just have to put this out here because, man, there is absolutely nobody actually practically, I guess I'm probably maybe the only one almost, that's basically more doing it just for fun and stuff too. But I like doing some of the more down to earth nuts and bolts, how to do things videos and health videos, because health is more important than money. Despite, you know, actually if you have money you should have good health too, but, you know, if you have money and you ignore health, forget about having money, because it's like a moot point, right? So I like doing a lot of health videos too. But anyway, silver manipulation is going to end because, you know, if we can't get the trunk monkey, we got Rocky the semi-feral mafia cat here. We could send him out there in a little Christmas present. The guy can open it up and he go. Anyway, he's looking at me. He's all right. He's all right. He's actually a pretty good cat. He's actually sensitive. He gets brain freeze on one side, and then that's when he gets like this, you know. But he doesn't attack anybody. It's like you just can't pet him. But he's actually a really good cat. He's very sensitive in a lot of ways too. He's coming around, but you know, he might be an alternative for instead of the trunk monkey, because the trunk monkey might be too obvious. You know, if you got this monkey crawling up the side of a skyscraper in New York, you know, they might figure that out after a while. You know, it might work once or twice, but after that, they ain't gonna figure it out. But kitty cats, that might work. So anyway, I'll show you this guy afterwards. He's kind of, right now he's got his eyes closed. He's like all calm, but I'll probably put the camera there and it'll go like this again. But he's a good little cat. So anyway, just want to put some more perspective on things because, you know, I don't know. You think these brokers and investment firm managers are truthers? Get the hell out of here. You know, I mean, they make, if you took the most pumped up million-view videos out there, and these guys are, you know, scaring the crap about people with the Martians are coming down, and Rothschilds are all hooked up with the lizard people, and they're taking over the banking system, and they put this video out, and everybody's like, oh, I gotta click this on, and, you know, I don't play that kind of shit, okay? But the people that kind of whatever they're making off of that ain't nothing compared to what some investment guy manager is making, or some seriously high-end broker is making, or somebody that runs the firm is making, when he's putting out presentations trying to get new clients. Like I said, even just an ordinary broker with 20 20 million under his belt, which is nothing really. That's nothing. They get 6 figures. All right? So when they're putting presentations out, they're looking for clients. Okay? They ain't truthers either. See, I mean, you know, when somebody's coming out whiz bang, oh, I got all this chart stuff, and oh yeah, I know how this is going to go, and I know this, and I can predict this. He's looking for you to invest your money with him. They make some serious bucks, man. And you know, I can tell it goes right over people's heads. They don't even get it. They don't even get it. So I just figured I'd put that out, and I'm going to show you a little Rocky over here. Rocky, I would call him Rocky. I call him Caesar. I call him Rocky. He's more like Rocky. Sometimes he's like going to sniff you, and sometimes he's going to knock you out. So I never know. There he is. He looks like a little kid. He's kind of like he's got his eyes more squinty now. He's pretty calmed down. You know, he's not too bad off now. So anyway, we might use this guy instead of the trunk monkey. They'll never figure it out. He's a nice little fluffy looking cat. I'll put a pink collar on him, and send him a message. Don't manipulate silver anymore, or else we're going to swat you.